So first of all, this obviously isn't a review video. Secondly, let me point out that I don't like haul videos. I don't like it. I don't watch them. I think they're gratuitous. I think it's a bad sort of image of consumerism when we're just watching other people show off what they bought. Having said that, just because I don't like them doesn't mean that somebody out there won't be interested in seeing what I picked up from GoodWill today. And since I'm turning this into a channel about movies, I thought I'd just take the time, run through some of the stuff that I got today, just in case anyone out there was interested. So I picked up some DVDs, some VHSs, didn't find any Blu-rays, so we'll start with Belle's Magical World. Yes, this is where we're starting. I have the other two Beauty and the Beast movies. Obviously Beauty and the Beast, and then the Magical Christmas movie. I don't know, I haven't watched it in years. But I've never found this one till today, so I picked that one up. Then I picked up The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, because if the appliances couldn't get any scarier, now we're taking them into outer space, where, according to Alien, nobody can hear you scream. So there's that. And 101 Dalmatians 2, not to be confused with the other sequel, 102 Dalmatians, Patch's London Adventure, which I've never watched, but it's Disney, it's VHS. I thought I'd pick it up. It's 50 cents. I picked up this little box set of Jack Ryan movies, Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, and Patriot Games, of which I've only seen Hunt for Red October because it's fantastic, but I like box sets like this. I have a whole collection of them on another shelf in another room, so this is going to go right next to those ones, and I thought that was really interesting, especially for $1.50, so that's really cool. Continuing onwards, let me grab these. We have The Breakfast Club, which I already own, but I like getting some old classic movies on VHS. Chinatown. Before I do anything else with this, I think Roman Polanski's an awful person. I think he is a disgusting individual, and I think he should be brought back to the United States and prosecuted and sent to jail for the rest of his life and castrated. But apparently he's a good filmmaker. However, I refuse to purchase any of his movies new because I don't want him to get any of the proceeds. So I found this for 50 cents, and it was all going to GoodWill, so I figured that was acceptable. And I've never seen it. And I own The Exorcist, but I thought it once again would be cool to get on VHS, so I picked that up. And then I found Josie and the Pussycats, and I don't know why I bought it, but it's one of those late 90s, early 2000s sort of weird movies that I like watching, sort of like Spice World, because I'm a masochist. And I'm going to watch them all, and I'm going to review them for you. So I'm doing this so you don't have to. Let's just leave it at that. I like old black and white movies, and this one's from 1934, and I figured I'd never get a chance to see this movie again, so I decided to pick it up. And I found this, once again in the same vein as Josie and the Pussycats, just that like late 90s, early 2000s, sort of glittery fashion, weird, poofy style they made for girls' movies that I'm going to do it so that you don't have to. And I've always had a weird fascination with this movie, and though I've never seen it, I've always been curious, and I don't know why. And finally, on the VHS side, I picked up this really cool slipcase VHS of Wizard of Oz. That's the 50-year anniversary, and it's got this little book in it that explains some of the making of, and I thought that would be a really cool addition to my collection. So I picked that one up, and it was only 50 cents. Even though I already have this one again on DVD, I thought I'd pick it up. So, because you can never have too many versions of the classic Wizard of Oz. And someone was kind and rewound. So there's that. Now, I did get some DVDs. Probably one too many DVDs. I got two Daniel Day-Lewis films. One of them is not in this stack that I just picked up. One of them is the fantastic There Will Be Blood, which I've seen part of, but I've never seen all the way through. I got Volume 1 of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and I know this is an Adult Swim cartoon, and I know he is a defender of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I guess they're on trial, but I don't really know a whole lot of anything else about it, so that will be interesting to watch. I'll probably try to watch that after I'm done with all of Black Sails, which is what I've been watching recently, which is really good. I got two Monty Pythons. I got At Last the 1948 show, which preceded Monty Python and has John Cleese, Graham Chapman, other people I don't recognize, but John Cleese and Graham Chapman, who ended up in the Monty Python troupe, and then I found Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, and so now I have all 3 of the Monty Python movies, and then the show that preceded them, so I thought that was really good to find. A movie I've been looking for a while, The Machinist. It's on a list of movies I've been looking for that I'm going to cross off. I get to cross off my list today. Never watched it, but Christian Bale did this movie right before he did Batman Begins, and he was down to like 110 pounds for this movie or something ridiculously low like that, and then he immediately had to turn around as soon as his movie was done and bulk up for Batman Begins. And when they started filming Batman Begins, he was too bulky. He went too far. So if you see in the early scenes in Batman Begins, he's a little bulkier than he is for the rest of the film. But he was down to a ridiculously low, unhealthy weight. Apparently he ate like an apple, a can of tuna, and like a cigarette a day, and the rest of it was just coffee. So that will be interesting to watch. I read the synopsis of this on Wikipedia the other day, not thinking that I would find it, but I found What Lies Beneath, and I think this movie came out in like 2000, and it was really big, and I just decided it was finally time to watch it, because it's Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford, so what could possibly go wrong? I don't know what this is, but it was sealed, and because I have a thing for really bad movies, I decided to pick up Cybertracker. It looks sort of like Terminator, and I don't think it's from a different country, but it might be Asian in style. But there it is. I don't know, I guess I'm going to find out about that one. Moving onwards, the John Ford film Three Godfathers, which I love John Ford, love John Wayne. Searchers is a fantastic film, so I'm really excited to see them together. And I think they did Stagecoach together as well. So I think they did 3 movies. They did this, Stagecoach, and The Searchers together. I could be wrong, but I'm very excited to watch. I might watch this later today. Picked up I don't know when this was made, but it's W.D. Griffith's Abraham Lincoln, which was, I don't know if it was before or after he did Birth of a Nation, but it's very interesting that he did the controversial and some might call racist Birth of a Nation. I say some might call because W.D. Griffith didn't call it racist and hated that the KKK, there was an influx of members after the film, and he did a film after Birth of a Nation to try and prove that he wasn't racist. That was like 104 years ago. It's not my problem. But he also did a movie about Abraham Lincoln. So we'll see how this stands up against Daniel Day-Lewis. Because this is Walter Huston. I don't know if he's related to Angelica and Danny Huston, but I think he probably might be, but don't quote me on that. Last time I saw Paris, I have it on VHS, but I needed to get it on DVD, so in case my VHS player craps out. So, funny story about this one is I was driving to Goodwill, and I'd be like, that'd be really weird if I found a Criterion movie at Goodwill, and I was like, you're never going to find a Criterion movie at Goodwill, and lo and behold, found the Royal Tenenbaums Criterion Collection at Goodwill for $2.50, and I have it on VHS, but once again, I like to reinforce my VHS collection with DVDs just in case my VHS player craps out. So, I'm not a huge Wes Anderson fan, but this movie was alright. Couldn't find Analyze This, but I found Analyze That, and I picked it up because the only time I ever see these 2 movies, they're in the snap cases. I don't know how to describe it. It's got a little snap thing, and it opens up instead of just these clamshell cases. I don't know if you call it clamshell. So I don't like those other versions of the cases, so I pick these up anytime I can find them. So I couldn't find Analyze This, but I guess I have Analyze That now. And finally, the 1926 version of Scarlet Letter, which I think they showed clips of in Easy A, so I decided to finally pick it up. So that's my haul from Goodwill today. I went out specifically to buy those, specifically to do this video, and that's all I have for you right now. Later today I have a review of Two Towers going up, and in the meantime, guys, just remember, Taylor Swift doesn't care about you.